Hello everyone, my name is Barbara. I'm a photographer who lives in Ireland and likes to knit, and I would like to welcome everyone for clicking and checking me out. This is a longer episode when I chit chat about yarn, my project, my finished project, and also what was going on since the last time I had the chit chat with you, which was on the 18th of May, and now it's what, 22nd of June? That was a long time ago. Right, you can find me on social media as KnittingILove. You can find my designs are as Barbara.Lefko, so maybe on the screen to help you out. And all the links are down below, so check it out. And anything that I'm referring to in regards to my finished objects or whips, you can find on my project page on Ravelry, and the link is down below too. I'm going to put also timestamps, so if you want to skip to a certain section, you can just do that by clicking the time. Anything else? Yes, so not only I'm here for you, but I'm on Instagram for you, and you can find my design on Ravelry, but also you can check out my online shop where you can find my pouches. And what's that about? No worries, I'm going to show you my finished objects and stuff and see what's that about. Okay, let's start. First things first, what am I wearing? Like, you know, this is my new design that is going to come up in the, normally you would say near future, but it's a little bit farther future. I'm actually knitting a hat to double check the lace section, and there was a special thing about the yarn that I got that I'm kind of testing, the shawl and a hat, and I will do that. Shawls not only for warmth, so hopefully soon on my channel finished object and the pattern, and I can tell you what the yarn is for sure. I got the yarn during Babel's Yarn Retreat in Ireland, and I got the yarn from Lilo Woolly Yarn. I hope I'm saying it right on the screen. It's on the screen, you can see it. And this is a single ply. We have 366 meters, so that will be equivalent. I'm not sure, it doesn't say. But it's superwash merino singles, and I love it so much. I found that singles are really good for shawls, and I'm now testing for a hat because why not? The next thing that I'm wearing, it's on this channel as a finished object. This is our Brielle sweater by Jennifer Stenges. I knitted it with the yarn that I got in Ireland. I wouldn't say it was a yarn shop, but one of those shops that you can see some souvenirs and some Aran sweaters. And the really tiny section, I found some skeins of yarn, and I actually got more, and I'm going to knit something. Now the skeins are quite big because they're 200 grams, and I have purple and I have cream. I'm not going to knit this pattern, but I have a few Jennifer's patterns, and I have this one, which is actually the leftover from this. I may use it too. Does it give enough contrast? I think it does. I'm not sure will that be enough anyway. But if you're thinking what I'm knitting, you can definitely check my project page. I put it up over there. I haven't took a photo of the yarn yet. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. And so let's move on. What's off my needles? Oh, we have a lot. Now, so on the screen you can see first video just after my episode 73, and these socks are leftovers. You can see there was a number over that, and I called it number 5, I think, and they're gone. I gifted them as a gift. I gave them as a gift. How do you say that? Anyway, someone visited us, and I thought, you know what, that'd be perfect. So, and it was perfect. So that's what I'm up to. Use hashtag knitting. Use hashtag leftover socks if you want to have fun. It's not really a cal or anything like that. So yeah, and I got the leftovers from a friend, so they weren't mine. I still have a small bit left, so I may knit it. We shall see how that goes, and maybe keep it for myself or again give it away. Okay, another video, it's unboxing, Knit Crate, and I got 2 boxes, and you could have seen the strawberry color and citrus squeeze. Citrus squeeze is still in one of those boxes behind me, but this strawberry has been knitted and I finished socks. Have I showed you that? I know during that unboxing I showed you the socks and what's on my needles from perspective of a Knit Crate yarn that I'm actually knitting with, because it is really good quality yarn. And in this bag, it's waiting for me to do finish object video, maybe tomorrow. I finished socks, and actually the pattern was also included in the same box. Yes. So here it is. I will just show you quickly. This is butterfly. Oh yeah, I forgot something, so definitely stay tuned. I put my own heel fishlet, I put my own heel afterthought heel over here, and it's going to be a gift. More about that, you know, in the finished object video. So, and now on the screen you could see a beautiful socks that I actually started wearing already, and they're DK weight socks. And the pattern, as you can see, is called Choose Your House Socks. And it was as a kind of a warm-up pattern added to a collection, although at the end that pattern it's still there. So actually it's 8 patterns in one collection. I think I got it for like €22 or something, 8 patterns, I'm just saying. So that's that. The first pattern has been released. Oh, what's the collection? Oh, sorry. So the collection is called the Flick and, you know what, on the screen, Flick and Collective. I think that's the word. I don't know, on the screen, I'm sorry. And I'm taking part in it. I haven't cast it on the first project because it's quite big. Anyway, so I love those socks, and I basically hold the Drops Fable double. If you want to know the color, just go watch that video. And yeah, I would see more DK weight socks in my future. Maybe actually the near future. We shall see. Although lately I'm stuck with leftover socks. Now, and then we have a vlog, and vlog is Dingle. And then I'm showing you another gift knitting, and on the screen you could see it's a hoopla hat by Diana Walla, and I was actually knitting it during the previous vlog. So during the vlogs you can actually see me going somewhere, but I'm showing you more what I have on my needles and what kind of progress I make and some views. Something like that you can kind of expect from my vlogs, because I'm knitting everywhere whenever I can. So yeah, hoopla hat, and I use Barocco yarn. It was a yarn that was gifted to me from a friend. She said she's not going to use it and I can use it, so I used it. And I think the skein's 100 grams, and we have 50% alpaca, 50% wool, and it's really good yarn actually, you know. So let me know, have you knitted with Barocco before? And if you haven't, and you have it in your stash and you're thinking about it, I would say go for it. And then I was thinking, I had leftovers and we were still not at home, so I didn't have any more yarn. So I figured out, you know, let's start and do a cowl. So on the screen you could see there is a cowl, hoopla cowl, let's say it that way. I didn't write down who was the designer because it's actually based on a design, so I was just questioning like this thing. So I flipped colors, I added extra rounds to switch color. You could probably see during the video. I would recommend you to check it out. It's a really cool pattern and very fast knit, and I think it's going to be an amazing gift. And then I have a tutorial actually during waving ends, and I think I did that in the car, not during the trip. I thought normally what I do, I wave in ends, and if you ask me how I do it, I like waving ends when you take tapestry needle and you do a horseshoe shape, so you follow stitch on the wrong side. That's how I like to do. And I normally do one at a time and snip it straight away, but because I was in the car, I thought, you know what, let's do 3 and snip it. But somehow I snipped the 4th one and I haven't waved an end. So that's the tutorial is about, how I managed to fix it. So if you're interested, check it out. I'm not saying that's the only way to fix it, it's just this is something I came up with without looking and searching on YouTube how to do it, because I presume my situation was unique. And then you have another one, because people were asking me how I knit on 9-inch circular needles. So I put it up on this channel so you can check it out. And I found eventually position of my hands, how to do that. And I say on video that on my when I'm holding the that instead of holding the needle with my left hand, I'm holding fabric, and I move the fabric on my left needle, and my right needle only holds the needle. And yeah, and I love it. And actually I switched from 2 at a time socks to 9-inch circulars because it just goes so fast. Although I'm thinking that if there will be a more intrigue pattern in the sock, then I would go to 2 at a time. With a pattern, yeah, because I would want to maintain that they look the same way, and especially with the pattern thing, in case I messed up something, or let's say not messed up, but to do my personal touches. So yeah, so that I would recommend for me for now. And then quick decision. You know, I'm not the best with making toys, but I've decided to make some. Does it stop me from purchasing patterns? No, it doesn't. I have a few toy patterns on Ravelry in my library, and you know, I'm still kind of working towards that. And this pattern kind of crossed my mind. It was very quick that I thought it's going to be, because it's a small object, so it will be quicker. But because toy patterns have a tendency to write everything, and they have photos, and you have to go through it while you're knitting it, even though the pattern is quite simple, and once you knit it once, yeah, and then you will know what to do, and you know, like, oh, I don't have to read half of the A4 page, I just read instructions. But I would suggest read instructions before you knit toys, because sometimes the wording is just amazing. I had to read sometimes sentence 3 or 4 times to understand, because English is my first language, so to understand what needle goes where into what wrong side stitches, that the whole thing is twisted, moved certain way, and so on. So oh, but anyway, I definitely want to knit another one, because it was a quick knit. I was able to knit it in a day, you know, like here and there, which is quite an interesting thing, because you could, you know, let's say do arm and do something, and then you could do another arm and do something. It's knitted flat, it's not and on the ends or magic loop method. You have to seam the ends, but to be honest, it kind of makes sense that you have to do that, and I would be doing that. I would not modify the pattern to do it in a round. And the pattern gives you so many options, and I also have the boy version, and you can do a bear head, and you know, that bunny would be a bear then, and you know, sorry, too long. Go for it anyway, if you have a few people in your life that like toys. And that was by Julie Williams, by the way. Mini bunny girl toy. And then we have a vlog. That was a trip. And then we have Christmas mini leftover hat. I finished this hat in January, I think. And somehow I didn't have the time to record finished object, and it took a while for me to do. And I really enjoy it. I received 10 gram minis, and I was holding and the strands double. I was doing some slip stitches to kind of blend it a bit, and the idea of it was that we swapped minis, and we named them light or dark color, and the idea was that every day we will open either light or either dark color, and that way we have those stripes on this hat. I thought it would be really cool, and it's not a pattern, it's not a written pattern. I was just, you know, playing with it. I was just having fun, so definitely check it out if you're interested to do something similar. And then we have unboxing, and that unboxing I got 2 skeins. Knit Crate membership gives 2 skeins magazine and a goodie, and I'm thinking to include the skeins and maybe the magazine too as a gift for 10k when this channel reaches 10,000 subscribers. I'm planning to do some, you know, see what I have, what I can gather together, and to do quite a nice package. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do so. And then we have leftover socks number 6. And this is Fiber Nymph Dye Works, and this is the Christmas color, isn't it? The color is Winter Mountain House, I think. So nice. The yarn is so nice. It's a high twist, and I really like high twist with socks. I think it's going to hold longer. Actually, I kept those socks. I haven't been brave enough to wear them because they have a kind of theme for Christmas, right? Or like winter time, but you know, maybe I'll break it and see how it goes. Not every sock that I've knitted and I kept act the same way, and I wash them the same way. So some are better than others, and that means then, you know. No, you don't. Okay. That means that, you know, I would prefer to knit with a yarn that holds longer because, you know, you put an effort into it. But with the leftover is quite fun because I'm able to grab and knit with a yarn that I don't have a chance, and see then how it kind of works out. Well, it's not really true sometimes because I have a tendency to give away my knits, so just be aware. And then we have woolen, ladies and gentlemen. I went to Woolen Yarn Festival and I got a press pass. Although before I got that, I didn't know that I'm going to get that, and I didn't know there is an option like that, so I got a ticket for 2 days. So luckily Seb was able to come with me, and first he thought he's going just to attend 1 day, and on the second he will just disappear and do something. But he really liked it, so he used for both days. 1 day he went to, I think, Marquise with me, and then the other day he went to hotel to see how the booths look over there. Or all the way around, I'm not sure. First vlog and the second, I'll try to record every booth. I missed, I think, one that I put on the third. I actually kind of got a double for Hey Jay on the third one, so you can have a sneak. But if someone gives you a big smile, you would not, you know, you just want to, you want to see their yarns. Anyway, but first and second, you have a timestamp. Now, I'm not sure for how long they were recorded. Okay, I need to check, right? IT information. I'm recording on the camera that after 22 minutes, it kind of shuts itself. So if I was talking for longer than 22 minutes and I did not hear the sound because Seb switched it off and I have to find how to switch it on back, it hasn't recorded the thing that I was talking. But anyway, during the Woolen vlogs, you can go and click the description box and you will have timestamps and the names of the vendors and the links to their websites. I think I just missed one, so I'm not sure. So now, if you're interested, if you hear something, if you're interested in the yarn, or not really, it could be some accessories, could be bags, check it out and you will see more. That way the video will be quite cool for next year in case we will have the same vendors or someone new then pops in. All right, I think that's all with my notes, to be honest. So that was off. What else was off my chest? During the month I got very sick, and I'm allergic to certain foods, and I literally wasn't able to do anything for 2 days. That's one thing. Other thing is that lately I'm not feeling very well. I'm trying to do my best. You may have things go slower, let's say it that way. Sometimes I just collapse and sleep for 2-3 hours like today. Therefore everything takes longer. I have a test knit going on with the socks. I'm going to show you in a few secs because I have 2 pairs of socks and that's of my needles. So in a sec I'm going to show you that, and that's why it slightly takes me longer too to kind of put everything together, and especially with this. I'm waiting for MRI, so hopefully once I have that I will have a doctor appointment. My doctor appointment after ultrasonogram has been moved because they don't know what to do, because It is according to the information and clinically significant finding. It's nothing funny, but you know, if I can pick if I want to cry or laugh, I think I'll go with laugh. Anyway, so I want to apologize for like not responding on Instagram sometimes. I'll try to do my best, or I have a gap and you know, things, and obviously social media I could have a few days here and there without. As someone who knows me would know that something's going on if I'm not checking Instagram, which I'm not saying is the best thing to do, but I know you're all there and there's so many people around the world and you have so amazing things to share and you're knitting amazing things and you inspire, and it's just a positive vibe I'm getting from a knitting community anyway. So anyway, I leave that on the side. But if you're watching me from the beginning, you would probably, I should record like 10k a video and kind of say my beginnings. I actually opened the channel, was brave enough because in 2015 I got, let's call it outpatient, and I'm outpatient since, and that kind of pushed me to do something crazy. Anyway, so let's go and show you what I have in this. No, that's not finished object. Here I have a finished object. So during the woolen, I know you're getting loads of yarn, and you probably, yeah, show me what you got. Well, I'll show you at the end. But the most fun part was that I got in touch with one lady who I knew was going. And I think I actually put on stories, but only one lady responded to me, which is Viviette. And if you don't know Viviette, you have to go and check her podcast, which is Knit and Sit with Viviette. Amazing, she's knitting hats, and not only she tests knitting things, not only, yeah, anyway, check her out. So she said, yeah, she's going to bring something. And I was so amazed. So I decided to take my 2 bags of sock leftovers, and she can pick whatever she wants. At the end of the day, you may notice in the vlog 3 in the wool, and I was sitting with ladies, and I basically told them, you know what, if you find something, take it. At least I'll have more space in those things. So I finished with just 1 bag coming back home. And anyway, I hope they're going to knit with those leftovers one day, and then one day they're going to tag me, and that will be like, ooh, such a fun thing. So anyway, I know Viviette is watching, and she is like, what? You knit it already? It actually took me like maybe 3 days to knit it, or something like this, because it was just in the round. And it meant to be leftover, but I think she gave me 57. Yeah, I have not. I'm going to show you. The yarn is Grundle something rocks, but actually socks, because I put it on the Ravelry now, so you can check it out. And this is what she gave me. So here it is, 57 grams. So that's a lot. That's like for me to do a full sock. I need to grab sock blockers. And I'm going to record finished object video. But here they are. How pretty. Look at this. Look at this. So you would think they're slightly different, but because it should be like, no, it's right, like this, isn't it? One is longer than another one because, you know, it's leftover and I want to knit until I run out of yarn, but somehow I didn't have it even. I thought I had it even because I have a bit of leftover, so no worries, this will be for something else. So I have it, and the first time, and what I did over here, I did slightly different toe, you may notice. Not sure can you see it. I actually use it in my pattern, so I'm going to show you another 2 finished objects. And I also use this way, the same way of starting ribbing and then binding off that I have in my pattern, because I really like it. It kind of pops out. So I hope you can see it. It kind of pops out. So I love them, don't you think? They're amazing. Anyway, I hope I'm going to ask Viviette, or Viviette if you're watching. She knitted something with it. It's not mittens. Wrist warmers. And she put a pattern. So this yarn actually looks slightly different because it's patterned. So maybe she will let me, Viviette, let me know. Do you like me to post that photo? Go through your finished objects and put that into my finished object video, which will be really cool, because that way people will see what you can knit with one skein. But that's not all. She gave me a little bit a cute, you know how much I like teas, herbal teas, that's my favorite. When I drink normal black tea, my mouth gets dry, so yeah. But I like to try things, new things, and sometimes, you know, black teas are cool too. I have a tea inside, look. This is for a tea. I haven't used it yet because I want to show it to you and on the finished object, and then I can use it. And you can put even more. So cool. Don't you think? Oh, cutie. And this is Beautiful Things. And the website is Claire on the screen. I don't want to butcher it because it's somewhat surname. And the white color is Drops Fable number 100. It's my deep, deep, deep stash, and I have it in this beautiful bag. I got it with the Calendars minis 2 years ago, and I have obviously the socks. What I do, normally do this. Now, during one of the vlogs, I think that was hiking trip. No, we went to Connemara. I took some yarn, and I took a yarn from Knit Crate because I knit with yarn that I received, and this was Ember Sport Honey and Jam. And the way this yarn was dyed was that you can get one little ball of one color and so on and so on. So I thought I'm going to split it and I'm going to knit socks. And because I was, you know, in the car, bored, I thought I'm going to play with some slip stitches. So mosaic knitting, if you want to have a fancier way of saying what it is. And I knitted these. So these are my prototype, let's say it that way. They won't be in the pattern per se, but I'm going to include them in the project page, pattern project page. So here they are, and I was playing with the chart, and it will be originally like this, but obviously, as you can see, you can put it wherever you want. It's just mind your yardage. So that will be another finished object. This is kind of more a sport weight over here because we're 310 meters, and normally we have what, like 366 up to 425 meters. 70% merino wool, 20% nylon, 10% silk over here. And to be honest, I don't feel that silk so much. So I really like it. And I use only 2 colors. I still have a pink color, which is like, I think it was 2010. No, because I need 100. Oh, I don't remember. Anyway, finished object video. I'll tell you more, and I'll check that. So then I decided that I'm going to write down the pattern. And I took Handmade Bags by Diane over here, and I printed the pattern, and I was test knitting my own pattern. The yarn I wanted to use, and I was looking for my stash yarn, and I don't have that many tonal that I want to use, and I figure out let's go with the grey, and the only grey I had is Drops Fable, which is quite okay for a sock yarn. It's more woolly than like you would have 80 or 75% Support Merino. This is actual wool. Merino is also wool, but it's from different breed, so it's a little bit softer. This gives you kind of, you know, feeling that it is mountain skiing yarn. So anyway, in the pattern, you're going to have this sock over there, and you have directions to knit from toe up, and I'm having a chart B. This is chart A because the main one, and all those informations how to do it. My test knits are, I would say, finished now with the pattern, so I can't wait. Obviously, you may notice over here that I kind of played. I put an extra 2 repetition, and I said my test knit is that I just repeated 1 knit round, but actually I did 2 knit rounds and then I repeated the chart. So I'm planning to knit the sock again, but I have my little bits and just have a canvas, so some nice main color, and just play with the leftovers and just add them like, you know, scrappy socks, but with it, with this chart. So much fun, so much fun. Obviously finished object video soon, and I'm going to tell you all about it. I forgot to tell you, and let's edit now and move it, that there's another 2 videos before this episode. I finished Sweater, which is Gwenwyn Sweater by Verena Kocher. I hope I'm saying it right. And I actually finished it just before Woolen, and I'm so happy. And you have a finished object video about that. I know people were asking me what the pattern is, and you know how to knit, what's the yarn. The yarn is amazing. Iona, I want more of that yarn. So yeah, so check that video. And the next video after that, actually, I made today after my walk, relates to this. It's in this bag, and the video is how to do the jogless join. So there's no seam when you knit around when you do 1 stripe. Actually, I've never checked with 2. I may test that with the next leftovers, although I want to knit my pattern. Yeah, so anyway, so I'm showing you, it's quite simple. You do not have to count, you do not have to drop anything, you do not have to slip anything. You just basically focus on the yarn behind, on the wrong side. That's all. That's all. It takes just 1 minute and a few seconds to watch it. So I would recommend you to watch and let me know, have you done it? Have you knew about it? And have you tried it? If you haven't, do. Okay, so let's start what's on my needles. I have a few whips and I want to go through them, to be honest, at some point. But I'm going just to tell you that what I'm actually knitting right now. So what I'm knitting, let me show you this, is, anyway, so in this little thingy is another leftover sock. I received not only sock leftovers, but other leftovers from Christina. She gave me this beautiful also card. I have to show you. Ah, cute. And I couldn't resist. Obviously, first I met Viviette and Woolen, and it was just a spread of moment. But before even Woolen, I got this yarn, and I just couldn't resist. So we have 9 grams each over here. I split it to 2, and I knew it won't be enough, because if you have seen my on the screen and this pair, you may notice that in the leftovers I had 2 different leftovers, and they each were 7 grams. So I know with 9 I will not be able to knit the whole sock. Therefore, I decided to do a mini stripes, and that's why then when I came back from my walk, because I also decided that I'm going to try to knit while I'm walking, to record that quick thing to show you how it's done, because I have a few questions on Instagram. Yeah, and how fast I walk? As fast as 125 beats. So it's quite slow for me. Although Seb has 70 beats when he's walking with me at the same rate. So life. So that's that. So I would say, like, if you have parks, forests and stuff, and you're safe on your track, you know, I definitely knitted hats before, and because you have a nice grip and you can feel it. With the socks, I knew it might be a little bit, you know, challenging. So, but I can do it. I was able in an hour to knit that much. And I had some tangling things because obviously I use Drops Fable, and that's 75% wool, so it's kind of a Velcro. So at some point it goes. What that is, I don't have a clue. So if Christina is watching, just pop the information down below, so I will have, if you know. You don't have to know. So yeah, it gives really, really nice stripes. I hope you can see it. And if you're now here still and I said to you about my little shop, this is a pouch that I use, as you could see. So for the toes heels, I'm using long 5-inch needles. That's I think 80 centimeters, 32 inch. And I keep it over here and then I just clip for 9-inch over here to the fabric. It stays. So these socks are just for 5 minutes, 10 minutes here and there when I have just a breather, and they stay in this beautiful bag that I got as a gift from Victoria Zahanovich from Canada. Now I told you about this beautiful shawl and I'm knitting a matching hat. Now, Handmade Bags by Diane, check this out. Do you see the fabric? And do you see the fabric now? I love this. So every time I take photos on Instagram, I'll try to do a different side. Although this is kind of a secret knit, but I'm telling you, so it's not really secret, but I'm not taking photos on Instagram too much. It's this. So this is exactly the same, and why I'm knitting with this. This is 50% cashmere, 50% silk. The yarn is exactly the same as this, 366 meters in 100 gram. The skeins are not 100 gram, they're 80 gram because of the cashmere content. So it's quite posh yarn. And did I get it? No, I did not. Anyway, I'm going to show you. So how the hat looks like. I love the folded brims. I love they're long. You probably could see me during the woolen. I put the one that I love the most, which is Whitfield hat, and I try to kind of do something similar with it, especially with the brim, because when you have a lace, and this, it's not really lace, it is, but it's not. Normally what I'm going to do with this, in the chart that you have a yarn overs. In the shawl over here, we're going to knit on the second round through the back loop, so that yarn over will be kind of closed, but still gives definition. So I know the yarn is busy, but hopefully you can see it. Yeah, I have. This yarn is Artisans. So I'm going to test my shawl with this yarn. I like to knit my shawls twice, and this is how it looks. This is how the yarn looks in this skein. So beautiful, so soft, so fluffy. You have halo over here, and like I said, this is 80 grams, and the color is 144. That's the color. Oh no, we don't have cashmere. Okay, so what's the yarn has? Sorry, I thought it has cashmere. Because it feels like 85% silk, 15% kid mohair. 366. So that would be shawl, because shawl needs only 80 grams. Actually, I think I use 75. But, you know, in case you don't get the same gauge, you may use more, right? The tower pouch, temporarily out of the stock. And this is how it looks in the kick. A story behind this yarn is amazing. So now, I love watching podcasts, and I watch a lot. I watch them. I even change the speed. So if you're interested over here, you have kind of a not looking icon. And if you press over there, you have a speed, and you can speed things up or slow things down. And to be honest, it helps me a lot. My brain works on a very high speed thing. I like to watch, even myself, on 1.5. Or sometimes I even watch people in speed 2, because it depends on your circumstances, but my ones are like, you know, I want to see it. I want to know it all now, quickly. So, yeah, so you can speed things up. And that lets me to watch lots of cup podcasts, and I'm addicted to Baker Bears. I love them so much. If you have never watched them, I would say truly recommend to go and watch. And what they have amazing section. They have amazing section with the cooking, and they have amazing section when they go somewhere. Not like in my vlogs, you know, this is the place, this is how to go, and that's it. No, they will tell you all about the history in the place they're in, and it's done like a pro. So that's why I decided to become a patron and take part in some calls and have some peaks and extra videos that I can watch, which they call pop. Every month, once every month, they do a pop video, and depends on the level of the patron you are, then you know the story, right? I think with the patrons. If you're not, I would say go and check their podcast and ask Dan, he'll tell you all about it. So I'm the bronze, so the lowest, and that entitles me to also take part in CALs. So in their Ravelry page, you will have written down information like only for patrons, and they run something like the Great Pyramid Walk. And they have two groups, knitters and walkers/runners. In regards walking and running, anyone can take part, so you don't have to be a patron. But if you want to put your project into the pile of building a pyramid, you have to be a patron, and there's some prizes going on of that too. But with the walkers, it's they have prizes too, and it doesn't mean, and that's the beauty of it, the participation counts, not how big mileage you do, because not everyone, and I know you don't. Some of you are not runners, some of you are not even walkers, even though you want to be. So any opportunity to go outside and do a bit, even 1 mile or even half a mile, would count. And why I'm emphasizing it, because in the first quarter of the walk/run, I got a prize, and this actually, those 2 skeins I got from Kay and Dan. And like I said, it's not that I'm the best runner or put the most mileage there, no whatsoever. It's all done through the Runkeeper. It's a free app, but you can also go and use it on your computer, and I put things manually, and then the challenge kind of shows you the statistics, or maybe the list, who done how much, and you can find me there, and I'll be like something, you know, you have a middle and then you have below. You can find me there. So yeah, and I have been taking part for the last 2 years, so it kind of encouraged me to go. And when I have my moment sometimes, I would say, oh, let's do it for the team. So that's really helps, and now it helps even more when I can knit at the same time. So unless I go on my own, if I go with Seb, he kind of speeds things up, so no knitting there. Okay, so I told you that. Just type Bakery Bears podcast and you find them. Now the other thing that I have on my needles, and I haven't been on my needles for a while now, because I have to, that's another project that I'm using, Knit Crate yarn. This is Knit Crate yarn over here. This has cashmere. And this is Tammy with Colors. She sent me some leftovers, DK leftovers, I think. Yes. And I didn't use them all. I should have weighed them before I actually put them in the project. And I still have some left over, so it could be a nice hat. So anyway, what I'm waiting for, right, with this, I need to move it to a bigger needle to put on and see how long it is. I'm thinking either it will be for me, or either is going to be gift knit. But either way, I think I have to put it on and see. What it is, oh, you're asking, yeah. It's Radiate by Joji Locatelli. It's a DK sweater. It is top down yoke, and you would think this is a colorwork. No, it's mosaic knitting. Fancy word means slip stitches. That's all. And it's such a fast knit. Such a fast knit. It's just, it's in, you know, it was just hanging over there. Once I took a photo on Instagram, that was that. And you can see over here also my pouches. Obviously, they're not showing their best front, people, front. Present yourself. And you can see that I'm holding yarn on, holding stitches on needles for sleeves, because that way it will be quicker for me to do the transition to start knitting sleeves. Otherwise, I've checked already, if I have waste yarn, I would have to pick it up stitches. Oh, I'm not really a fan of that. That's my option. And it's safe, they don't poke my eyes because they're in the pouch. And here is another one just to hold this. So I need to see, do I need to start ribbing and then move to the sleeves. My bag is a beautiful one, actually belongs to Sebastian. He won it during Bubbles Yarn Retreat, so he let me to use it. Sweater. So if that's a gift knit, it will be shared with Seb, I would say, because he lets me to use the bag, but it gets small. I need bigger bags. I need bigger bags for sweaters, like double this. Then it will be fine, I presume. Oh, and the yarn is so squishy and the color is quite nice. And if I find it, I'll tell you what it is. So Knit Crate has their in-house brand, and I'm checking the time. So Knit Crate has their in-house brand, and they have their in-house, well, blends, and they call them differently. Audine Wools, this is the one that has, they call it Wool Scythe DK. Leaf Ether, like eating, ether. And it's 85% merino wool, 50% cashmere, and that's that. That's that. So for a gift, I'm a little bit, because not super wash. So, ooh, yeah, I know, it's so squishy. And DK, we have 302 yards, which is 276 meters. So you know, for DK normally it's 210. 240 I had with Iona, and it's also classified as a DK. And this is 276 meters, which would be closer to sport, I would say, but it's not sport because it's so plump. It's so plump. So you would not say that it's, you know, that you have more. And by the more length I have over here in this cake, so by the more yardage I have in this cake, that means that I will not use so many. I'm still on my first bowl and I'm finishing body. Is that true? Or maybe not? No, I'm on my second bowl. But I'm going to finish body. I'm going probably to use it for a sleeve, and I'm going to use one more, right? And that'll be 3. And I have actually 2 more over there. Okay, so here they are in this skein, and you might ask how on earth I end up with 4 skeins the same color. Well, Knit Crate had more boxes, and they switched just to their brand because it sells more probably. And when they did the switch and I was getting artisan Knit Crate boxes, they switched me to this one. I think they're just be sending me 1 box each month. That's what I got so far for this in June. So I'm getting Knit Crate membership box. Anyway, I love their yarn. Oh, and now I think what they do, that you can actually specify your color palette. So are you a fancy of more bright colors or neutral colors, and so on and so on. I was thinking to do that, but I thought, you know what, let's keep it random. That keeps me on my toes. And, you know, makes it more fun. So that's what on my needles. And now we're going to move to the Cal section. Cal section is a KnittingILove thing. Anyway, we're talking about Ravelry group maybe over here. Ravelry group. So in the Ravelry group we have few threads, and sometimes I pop in over there like pattern giveaway, and people can comment, write down, and I just draw winners, or someone gives me a copy and a designer gives me a copy and wants me to share with others, and I do that over there too. So it's quite cool to be a member. Also, the Ravelry lets you to have access to loads of patterns, free and paid for patterns, and it's knitting patterns, crochet patterns, so you would be lost over there. From perspective, like not lost because you don't know what to do, be lost for a few hours because it's completely, it's like Narnia. You go there, you don't want to come out. Anyway, so so I would encourage you to go. The link is down below to the group, and I have 2 cals over that, which means knitting. I would say knitting, crocheting, knit alongs. The one is called So You Can Knit Crochet Anything, and then another one is Knit a Hat Cal. And even though it's just a knit, I'm open for crochet hats too, so you can post hats over there. And if you knit any of my patterns, I have free and paid for patterns, you can post them twice. So even my test knit says, are you watching? Once you finish socks, you can post them twice. Yeah, and what I want to do a little of organizing things and see what I have, and maybe I'll do a separate video showing you prizes, gifts. So we're waiting to reach 1,501 finished objects for hats, and 1,000 finished objects for knitting, crocheting, make along. Once we reach that, I'll be drawing winners, and that's why I want to kind of collect prizes and send it to you. And I got some goodies, so I'll may include that too. Okay, that's all in regards to cows. Let's move on to acquisitions, which I need to check the spelling for. Now, normally you don't see a section over here like this. I try to knit through my stash, and I buy yarn during yarn festivals, and I would be so lucky if I would knit through that. I don't buy a lot, according to my knowledge. According to my standards, I don't buy a lot. People buy more and people buy less. Some people I'm jealous because they're more focused what they want to buy because they already have project in mind, or is it for them, or is it like, you know, some are amazing anyway. But starting with the thing that I got just lately, I'm going to show you, and then we'll move on to woolen. So I'm going to show you amazing yarn now. Something that I don't have in my stash, and I was asked to pick one, and I think that's what I'm going to follow with. Both of them are beautiful and definitely so nice, and you know, my decision, because I need to pick one, and the other one goes for a giveaway, which, come on, 10k giveaway is the best thing. Oh, I forgot to mention that. This channel almost is going to reach sooner or later, we don't know when, 10k. If that happens, there will be a prize, and I'm going to do that too. I'm going to gather prizes. So I'm thinking, because I've knitted already with it, oh, it's so hard. What yarn is it? Okay, I'm completely now, you know, I'm sorry. But anyway, this is Crafticon. You can find Crafticon on Facebook and Ravelry. On Instagram, you can find the dyer behind these beauties as a trans guy who likes to knit. And he also has a podcast, and his name is Landon, and he dyes yarn. Not only, he makes a gorgeous, so check it out. I have this cute unicorn, and I think it's a tea bag. I think it's a tea bag anyway, but it could be also a toast, but I think it's a tea bag. Oh, nothing was said about the progress keepers, so I'm going to keep those because they're cute. And no worries, you can get some. He makes unique things, so yeah, if you see something, grab it, because you may not get it anymore. Just saying. And then I also got a yarn, and the yarn is named KnittingILove, both of them. And I'm just, I asked you on Instagram, which one should I pick? And now, if I pick this, I would knit socks or a hat. It's quite nice. It's tonal. You could see a few colors going through it. You see like blues, but more purples and pinks, you know. But this is quite interesting. This has Selena in it, but this is very gentle Selena, so that's quite tempting. And it's something, you know what, I hope that whoever, you know, I'll try to put it back nicely, but yeah, so nice. Look at this. So as you can see, you have pinks and purples, over here, but also you have a bit of blues going on. So I think it will knit up pretty nice as a hat or as a socks. But it's very nice base. So I'm not sure about socks. Okay, I'll put it nicer tomorrow. Anyway, we'll check it later. I don't have anything like this in my stash. I'm not sure what I would knit with it. I'm not sure how I would knit up. But you know what I would think? A hat. With like, oh, a hat. I know what I would do with it. I would kit it. And then I would use both ends. But I would alternate it with that method that you can check now on YouTube, on this channel. The jogless join. So that way, I won't have any pulling or anything like that because I'm not sure would that come up with it. But it will give also some kind of nice effect. I'm so tempted to take this one. Like, you know, green's not really my colors, but it has that yellow and pinkish thing. And oh, when you do this, and I want to know how it looks in the cake. I don't know how it knits up. And because they're very pastel, oh my, I don't have anything pastel, I think. Or if I do, I don't knit with it. So, or I may mix it with something else. I don't have anything that I would mix. Or maybe I do, and that's why it would be really cool to do. Like, you know, if I have some tonal pastel that I could sneak in over here. I think I have pink with Selena. Anyway, let's not hold it any longer. One of those skeins will go to the pile for giveaway 10k. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. And oh yeah, now I took it, but we have Selena on one, so we'll now. 75% superwash merino wool, 25% nylon, so I presume is the purple one. And then the other one, which probably I'm going to keep, is 70% fine superwash merino wool, 25% nylon, and 5% Selena. But, oh, I haven't showed you. The Selena is very gentle. And I like that. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Now vote. Which one to keep, which one to... you probably, yeah. We'll do it that way because it makes my heart sing. This is a woolen. Woolen is Yarn Festival in Dublin. And it was a second year that it took place, and I'm so happy that I could take part in both. So last year I went and I did a class, and you can definitely see some kind of footage, and I walked around like everyone else. And I thought this year would be the same, and I got a ticket, like I mentioned, but then there was a call for press passes. Basically, you use your camera, you can record, and then you just put it on social media and in YouTube, or just social media, which actually is the same, maybe Instagram, I don't know. But I got it, I was picked, so I'm so happy, and I kind of upgraded a little bit with my Knitting I Love, because on the front you have Barbara Nalefko, and in the back I just wrote down Knitting I Love, because people were asking, where can they see it? And I was like, here. So, but anyway, I was tagging on Instagram, so hopefully they know. Now, I had to put everything over here, and I will go without an order. I'll be picking something, and I'll be telling you all about. So here it is. He's just one skein of this beautiful Lani Vendol. Now, hopefully you can see. Lani Vendol. This is Italian yarns and fibers, and it has a beautiful story. Story is, if you watch Hey Brownberry podcast, and if you don't, I put a link down below, definitely. Mars, and she had also a press pass, and she was recording, and she had an interview with those ladies, and they said, when I asked them about the yarn, they said, because it says 100% Aquilana wool in the bag. I'm going to show you that. I asked what Aquilana means. Is it like a breed or sheep or something? Do you see it now? Yeah. And they said where they live there is a town, and in that town is a town. And I think that's the town, this inside town name is. So they take sheep from there. And there are two ladies over there, and one of them has goats, so they also sell cashmere from those goats. So cool. Anyway, the colors are beautiful, and I have 300 meters over here, and I was wondering what to knit, but because it's a single ply, you probably would know what I have in mind. A shawl or a hat. I think shawl will be really cool with it. I think it's my color. And colorway ranunculus. I would say ranunculus. Beautiful. That was my last purchase. Ooh, then I met Siobhan, and she gave me a mini. So that was my first and only mini I received during Yarn Festival, and she gave me such a beautiful pin. Check this out. You may wonder why I collect minis. Because I have my Full of Minis hat that I'm planning to knit again. And then I went to Gamer Crafting and I got this yarn. This is a fingering yarn. And oh, I didn't tell you what the yardage is over here. No, I did 300 meters. And here, 400. It doesn't say on the label that I asked. And it's Kai Walker's Saber. Probably butchering the word. 75% merino, 25% nylon, so it's not superwash according to information on the thing. And it's such a beautiful, oh yeah, you can see it now. It's such a beautiful yarn, isn't it? This blue. You will see the theme with blue with me. I don't know why, but so nice. A hat. Plan for a hat. Then I just had to go to Martin's Lab. Martin's Lab is a Polish yarn dyer, and I'm Polish, you know, and I wanted to support. And I think I got similar color last year. Like that's last year, and this is this year. It's actually not the same color. It's completely different. So last year I got this color, and this year I get this color. Oh, they're from the same family, I would say, but they're slightly different. So this one that I got is Comfy Merino. This is Comfy Merino too. Yes, so we have the same base. And 100% Superwash Merino. We have the same yardage, which is 400 meters, which is 437 yards and 100 grams. And it is the same color. This is Memories, and this is Memories. Would you say it's the same? You know, you would say that, you know, it's slightly different, but I would say those two skeins look not alike. Because you have this rusty beauty over here and I don't have here, unless it's hidden. You know, like you would have to dig in to get it. But I'm planning to do something together with those two and just show you this beautiful, So I figure out, if I haven't used it so far, it needs a body. And that's what I did. Oh, I had amazing chit chat with the owner of Otherworldly Yarns. So hard for me to say, so I hope you appreciate it. And look at this blue. Oh, I got two. Because one, no, you need two. So now the colorway, oh, it's very small. So, now superwash sock yarn, BFL and nylon, 75-25 blend, 100 gram, which is 425 meters, 4-ply sock yarn, wash before. So it's quite thin. Do I know what to do with it? I was thinking hat and a shawl, but then I was thinking that it would be really good as a contrast color. But it's superwash. I hear you. So I don't know. I have a dilemma. But if I had to do it straight away now, I don't think too much. Hat and a shawl or a cowl. Yeah, it would show the pattern. Whoa. So I'm going to show you this. And each color, well, this is one color, has a story. So I'm not going to tell you the story. You need to get a yarn, but I can tell you that the color is Cinco. So now what I show you so far, that was the day 2. Because I did not plan to buy anything on day 1. I did. That doesn't make sense, does it? So anyway, I got something to my friend as a gift. And I'm going to send it. I don't know when. I showed that to her already. And do not be confused. I do not spin or... yeah, spin. Is this. And now, because this particular skein was shown on Bubbles Yarn podcast, hopefully I'll show you the screen now. I think it's the same one. Is it the same one? Again, she fell in love with it, and when she mentioned it, I knew that if I go to Woolen, I need to get this. This is 100 gram, but it's just so nice and so fluffy. And this is Bubble Yarns Fluffy Blooms, colorway Midwinter Rose, fiber type 32 microns merino, 100%, 100 gram approximately. Beautiful. So if you haven't checked races, this is really nice. And I'm just wondering how you spin it up. First time ever I went to the booth, a booth that a dyer was from Poland. And to be honest, when Seb was walking around with me, he figured out that they're Polish. I didn't. Anyway, so it's Dye Done, that's the company, so I would say check them out. You could actually see a Polish writing on the top. I hope you can see it. Do you see it? I grabbed the other one. And if you want me to read it, it's Ręcznie farbowana włóczka. So it's a hand-dyed yarn. That's what it says over there. Hand-dyed yarn. Well, actually, you have that written down below. So it's exactly the same what's on the top. And what I got over here, it's Moria. That's the colorway. And it's a pure merino, 100% subwash merino. We have 400 meters over here, which is 437 yards. And I got 4 of these. I probably would be okay with 3, to be honest. But I got the 5th one. And the 5th one is the same, but it says grey yellow. Grey yellow. So it's G-R-E yellow, because it's kind of green, yeah, isn't it? It's amazing. When I saw it, I said, oh, come on. And this is more like a jeans, you know, like not the blue jeans, but the kind of old time that they didn't have holes. They weren't kind of used. They were like solid. So I thought 2 together is just, ooh. And that's all I bought. And then I got a goodie bag from Woolen. Well, before, actually. We kind of go reverse over here. So this beautiful goodie bag that I use for my yarn is going to be included in the 10k subscribe giveaway. So it's a tote bag, Studio Donegal yarn, which is 100%, isn't it? It's probably 100%. It's a fingering 4-ply weight. Interesting. We have 410 meters. And we have sheet number, which is just 8813. Here it is. So you can dye it yourself if you want to. I got this blue thing. And I say blue thing because I don't have information what that is. From perspective, I would say it's a fingering. And you can definitely use it for heels and toes, I would say, although it's soft. Who knows what that is? That will be included. And then we have Adriafil. I think it's Italian, Vodka. And we have over here 70% wool and 30% hemp. And so here it is. That's another one. That's not all. And I don't want to take it from the bag, this plastic bag, but we have a Knit Pro bag over here, which I can show you. Here is the darker version. This is the red version, and some goodies. Okay, my battery's blinking, so I hope I'm going to quickly finish and say goodbye to you. I know it was a long one. Thank you for sticking out till the end. I hope you're going to enjoy it. I hope you're going to subscribe, and I hope I'm going to see you next time. Don't forget to use #KnittingILove. Show me what you're knitting. Check the links down below, and till the next one.